This ties in with a conversation that we've had a couple of weeks ago around ChatGPT wanting to get into social, and like what would that product look like and everything. And I think now we're starting to see that this is definitely a trend, that they all are kind of headed in that direction because they all travel in packs, it seems. But Meta has announced its standalone app. That's Meta AI standalone app. Meta, of course, in the past has just integrated its AI into its products like Facebook and Instagram and Messenger and everything. Well, now they have a standalone app, kind of, as The Verge puts it, like a ChatGPT competitor app. And it has all the familiar features that you would expect. You've got chatting, you've got image generation, real-time web results, that sort of stuff. But because this is Meta, it also includes a social twist. There is a Discover feed as part of the app experience that lets users see, like, comment on, and remix how their friends and other people using the app are interacting with Meta AI. So it's like a social feed built around your creations. It also shares your prompts. So, other people can learn, speaking of prompt engineering, other people can learn how to get their own output that's similar to, what's being shared there. It's also personalized using data from users' Facebook and Instagram activity. I think that's got quite a few people like a little nervous, considering the amount of information and personalized information that's shared on these social media platforms. So yeah, that's how Meta's doing it.
So I'm right now downloading the app because I should have done it before the show to see what it is.
I've
so
not
it is a
played with the
standalone app, right? Mm-hmm. And check my email with the code. But what freaks me, I'm not going to say I'm a freak because that sounds a little moral panicky, but what concerns me is that you're roping in your friends into the AI without their knowledge and their information and your interactions. And because it's a learning machine, because it can do things, you start to wonder whether this is going to cause a bit of a privacy panic, concerns, worries, and so on and so forth.
There's already a little bit of that.
Because it's Meta. People are concerned.
Right, exactly.
So when I interviewed Zuckerberg many years ago for my book, Public Parts, which no one bought, and they had that program, I'm forgetting the name of it, I meant to look it up before the show. Another thing I meant to do before the show, which was telling you what your friends just bought. And it was a privacy nightmare because maybe you bought your wife a present, or maybe you bought your paramour a present, and you didn't want this out, and it seemed okay. And Zuckerberg backed way off, and he said this was a huge mistake. And I said, no, I think you could fix this. He says, no, this is never going to be. It was wrong. We shouldn't have done it. Well, I kind of wonder whether this is heading that way.
Yeah. Do you think? Are you saying that maybe Meta will regret potentially going down this road?
I wonder.
Yeah. I mean, there isn't a whole lot of regret in big tech right now.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually. But I mean, tied to AI specifically, it really seems like a lot of what's been happening is unregretting. They were incredibly cautious, or maybe not incredibly cautious, but they were more publicly cautious even 6 months ago. And now we've undergone this like shedding of caution in almost entirely across the board. The landscape and the oxygen, politically speaking, and from a big tech perspective, has really shifted in recent months. Maybe eventually they regret it, but I think right now it seems like they've all kind of agreed, whether explicitly or not, that, you know what, if these systems get things wrong, or if these systems make bad mistakes and somebody's privacy gets infringed upon, whatever, it's worth it for the business gains that come down the line. And they all seem to be playing by that playbook now. And so I do wonder, if that regret will ever happen.
So I just downloaded it. Again, apologies that I've been doing this as I go. So what it amounts to is, it looks to me like things that people can create with AI to make a what's the word we use now for junk that's added in?
Slop.
Slop. It kind of looks like Slop Social.
Slop Social.
That's a 2-second judgment here. But I don't necessarily want a lot of people's made up. Imagine a Lego style beach vacation on Santorini. Okay, I could imagine that, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Papal conclave reimagined as whimsical fairy tale scene. I don't care. Miley Cyrus at Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour. Well, did that actually happen? Is that a photo or is that made up? Right? I don't know now because now I'm pegged. Imagine a Prada runway show where all the clothes are made out of croissants.
Croissant. Oh, that totally happened. No.
Yeah. You might find that amusing. I don't know.
Well, there it is. Okay.
There it is. So it's a bunch of people using AI to make up crap.
Yeah. Because when you socialize these tools, like, I guess what's occurring to me is like if you take these tools and you socialize it and add in social kind of sharing functionality and everything, it's probably not going to be much more than crap, right? It's going to be people who are bored using it, going, check out this funny image that I created that you never thought you needed to see, but here it is. The problem is, like, we're a couple of years into this already, and people have already seen the outrageous and the unbelievable, in image form. And oh my goodness, they've gotten over the fact that these image creators can do these things. And so it's kind of table stakes. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, like I've seen a million image generators at this point. Like, what's different other than the fact that we can share these things? And do I actually want to see what people are sharing here? Because it all kind of has that similar kind of glossy, I don't care about
that aesthetic.
Feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Ant says in the chat on YouTube, sounds like Midjourney Discord. Exactly, that exists.
Yeah. Right.
And so in the interview we're going to tell you about later in the show, we had a discussion, which you'll see in a few days, about creativity in AI. And the authors
we can say who it was. It's Emily Bender.
Emily Bender and Alex Hanna. Who have
a
new book out called The AI Con.
Yes.
So their argument in the book is that AI is not really a collaborator with creativity. And I pushed back on that a bit because I still think that the people who are intimidated by writing or intimidated by drawing or intimidated by music can now express themselves if it is in their control and if it doesn't homogenize them into all that came before. But the key difference between what I just said and what we see here in Meta AI is that there's a purpose to that creativity.
Right.
I want to say something and I want to illustrate it because I have a message I want to get across and I use the tool to help me say what I wanted to say instead of cats in Meta sunglasses pose on Lego figures.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no purpose to it.
And I think a lot of people are going to see this stuff in a feed and be like, oh my God, just get like we said earlier, get the AI slop out of here. Like, I don't want to see any more of these ridiculous images. Maybe there'll be some that are awesome and hilarious and whatever. But yeah, I wonder how much of a hunger there is around this stuff.